Were you ever in that situation where you wanted to communicate with your traits but you were in a fight so you couldn't? Not anymore. Did you ever need to go to the toilet maybe while you're fighting mobs? Or did you forgot to dodge that big shaper hit? Introducing now, the AFK Hybrid build. Disclaimer, LoockaDoocka is not responsible for any lag, frame drops or crashes during your game. What's up, my name is LoockaDoocka and well, my name is not really LoockaDoocka. Obviously, I have a real name, but I'm not gonna tell you. It's my, it's my stage name. Well, not my, it's my Anyway, let's get into the build. First of all, welcome, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Now I can understand that some people don't want to listen to a guy for 7 minutes that only has 55 subscribers. So I came up with a solution for that. I made some timestamp, which will be also in the description below. And I'm first gonna explain really shortly about the build, and then I'm going into more detail. Also, my Path of Exile paste bin is in the description, together with my profile. So yeah, let's get to it. First of all, what is this build? Really shortly said, it's a cast when damage taken AFK Hybrid spell build. Yes, you can also do melee skills, but I'm gonna talk about that later. Oh, let's first talk. Wait a second. We don't need the entire screen. So let's just do this for a second. And then we should be able to... Oh, wait. Hey. Oh, well. We kind of fucked that one up, didn't we? Oh, wait a second. We can fix this. Hold up. Let's get some duct tape. There we go. So yeah, this is the tree. Not really anything to say about it other than this is the tree. You get elemental overload. We have a total of 5 jewels. Things you want to focus on jewels is increased fire damage, increased burning damage, chance to ignite, life on every jewel. And we also get the Watcher's Eye, which I'm going to talk about in a second. Now remember, every item and skill I'm about to show you is optional. As long as you keep it by fire damage, you can use any skill that you like. This one is really important, this one is optional, this one is optional, and this one is optional if you want another scepter together with this rare one with increased fire damage or add fire damage to spells. This one is necessary if you want to AFK. This is then your AFK weapon slot, and your first weapon slot is going to be your damage slash clear setup. Now this, not really to talk about much, so I suggest you just pause it and read it. This one has cast when damage taken level 1, Valblade Vortex level 4, and level 8 Glacial Cascade and Firestorm. Now, this one is level 4, so it can be supported by this, and these ones are level 8, so it can be supported by this. This is important for the next part, which is the Watcher's Eye, 24 life gain for enemy hit while affected by Vitality, because this triggers by the smallest mobs possible. This does AoE damage, all of this. So every time it hits an enemy, you get 24 life back. This one is pretty important as well. 2% of fire damage is leaves life while ignited. Take 1 on the fire damage when you ignite an enemy. And we have 24 chance to be ignited. Now we have on the most skills, we have 101% chance to ignite an enemy. So that means that 1 out of 4 chance I do get ignited. So I literally am always ignited, so that is great because we also get some attack speed and some cast speed then. So that is really shortly said about what the build is, and now I'm going to explain it a little bit more detailed than that. Also quickly, I'm going to talk about Pantheon. Then we only have a Soul of Solaris, which gives us Captured Yoris. Take no extra damage from critical strike if you have taken a critical strike recently. That is basically the only thing that can kill us, is if a boss crits multiple times in a row. You kind of don't want that to happen, so definitely pick up yours, because we are majorly face tanking enemies. So I'm first gonna explain what every life regen is and how do we get it. And after that I discuss the rest of the skills so we don't mash up these two. If I'm first gonna talk about the skills, you won't understand why we're running those skills. So the Watcher's Eye. 24 life gain for each enemy hit while affected by Vitality. We are affected by Vitality, which means we want something that triggers a lot. And a great way of doing that is grabbing a cast when damage taken level 1 and combining that with Valblade Vortex, Firestorm and Glacial Cascade. Now Glacial Cascades moves through all the enemies in front of you. So that means every time it hits an enemy, so let's say there's a pack of 10 mobs in front of us. It hits 7 mobs. That will mean I get 7 times 24 life back. The same thing with Firestorm, the same thing with Blade Vortex. Every time I do hit an enemy, I get 24 life back. So that is a huge amount of life back, because this shit triggers by even the smallest mobs. Now, because we're running all fire skills, you can kind of guess why this is important as well. 2% of fire damage is leads as life while ignited. So let's then jump over to Aziri's Promise. It gives you extra chaos damage. Of that chaos damage you get 2% damage leech as life during flask effect. The final part, which is probably better than any of that I just discussed it with you, and that is recover 1% of your maximum life when you ignite an enemy. We have over 100% chance to ignite on most of the skills. Some of them have only 66 because we're also running flammability. This doesn't have combustion support, this has 52. So plus that is 66% chance to ignite. So we every second we at least igniting an enemy for like 7 to 10 times. Because I have almost 7,300 life, that means I will get every time I ignite an enemy 73 life back.
And then we have the Overflowing Chalice, which places consecrated ground on use. Now what does that do? It regenerates 6% of your total maximum HP per second. So even more regen.
And then we come at the next part, which is Unbreakable. 2% of life regenerated per second. Reduced damage taken, armor received by body armor has doubled. And 1.5% of total psychical damage prevented from the last hit in the past 10 seconds is regenerated as life per second. Which sometimes can even ramp up with all potions active to about 2,500 life per second. Which is absolutely massive. I just want to say something about discharge. The reason why I'm running discharge is because we have 6 endurance charges, which does absolutely a massive amount of fire damage. Cremation as well does a lot of fire damage, especially with combustion, concentrated, cast damage taken, and fire penetration. You don't have to run Ventus Gamble. I just run it because of the resistance and increased quantity. However, if you want some more damage, get an Opal Ring, get increased fire damage on there, some life, some resistances, adds fire damage to spells, stuff like that.
So yeah, and then for the last part is how to melee this build. This was actually my setup until level 91. These two are optional, so if you have a 6-link, pick either one of these two. For ring, you probably want the steel ring with some adds 20 to 39 fire damage to spells and attack, which is an Elder mod. Then for the tree, all you have to do basically is respec these nodes. Except for this one. Respec these nodes. Respec this life. Then we pick up Born to Fight together with Butchery. Together with By the Blade. And then our last couple of 2 points, which is over here, Destroyer. And that's basically all you have to do if you want to run this melee. The damage is actually... it's kind of the same, only your clear speed goes a little bit down. The great thing about it, however, is you can use your AFK setup then as well as if you're using Cyclone, so...
Yeah, if you have any questions about the build, place a comment in the comment section below or join my Discord server. You can ask me anything on there about Path of Exile, as well as some carries. For example, I'm running a lot of Uberlap. I mean, if you need Uberlap, sometimes you can just ask me when I'm running the next one and you can join in. No problem. And for some services I do ask a little bit, and for some services I don't ask much for it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have a fantastic day. And yeah, I mean, subscribe to my channel if you like to. And enjoy the rest of the gameplay video. Later.
What I really don't understand is why they did this. Why do you need darkness resistance?
Move them on the call. Yeah, there we go. That's better. That's looking way better. Oh my god. we're going for the 500. Also it. Oh shit! Oh no 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 no! Okay, I didn't even see how much that was. Holy shit! Oh! Okay, we're just gonna cut that out. It's not gonna be in the YouTube video. The 2% of fire damage is leech ignite. Oh, prevented from the last pat. Look, I'm not that, okay? This is always in your screen, Resurrect the checkpoint. Full damage prevented from the last... and one put. Now let's talk about the you know, because we have 100% chance to ignite. Wait, what? Oh. There it is! Oh, we have some top hammer time. Hello? Chris, I'm working on a video right now. Really appreciate if you stop that. Hello, GGG? Come on, man, that ain't fair. Now, when you're standing on consecrated ground, generate 6%. When you're standing on consecrated ground, when you're standing on consecrated... Now, when you're standing on consecrated ground, you regenerate 6% of your total life per second. Oh, 2 life because I have 7,090. I have 7,000. Because I have almost 7 because we will be majorly because we. Lazy bastard. Move things up. Why do I have to do everything? I'm AFK. Come on, man.
Everybody fucking